I'll be honest with you guys. We're having some technical difficulties as usual. Not to be mean, but that top of the hour kind of sounded like Kermit the Frog. But regardless, you are now listening to the Morning Buzz here at 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. We are live from the Hive currently. I'm your host, Lara Ziccardi, and join with me today is my co-host, Amanda Gaudiosi, and our newscaster, Ashley Ramos. Now, we have a great show for you today. We're going to be talking about the House passing a new bill. You're going to have to stay tuned for that one because I'm going to get a little angry, I'll be honest with you. We also have news on Ascend, which is the marijuana dispensary up here in Montclair, and Real ID for our driver's license. You'll have to stay tuned. But we have a wonderful news update. Ashley, can you hear us on the other side?
Yes, I can hear you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Ashley, and I'm joining you on this Wednesday morning from 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. In New Jersey news, a New Jersey youth baseball umpire was the victim of a brutal attack from a coach during a game in Branchburg, New Jersey earlier this month. According to Matthew Stanmere of NJ.com, league president Brian Delahunt confirmed that the umpire suffered a broken jaw, which required extensive dental surgery. In national news, January 6 committee member Pete Aguilar said that the hearing would likely be moved to next week, although he cautioned that the calendar continues to be fluid. The panel scheduled 7 total hearings throughout June to discuss their months long investigation into the connection between former President Donald Trump's voter fraud conspiracy claims and the insurrection of the Capitol on January 6, 2021. In international news, Russian forces continue to bombard a chemical plant in Severodonetsk that is providing refuge for civilians and soldiers. Severodonetsk mayor said the third and final bridge linking the city with Lysychansk had been destroyed. An explosion rocked the Russian town of Klinsy, some 30 miles from the Ukrainian border. And now for some weather. It is currently 70 degrees with some passing clouds, but it should start getting sunny around 11 a.m. Today there will be a high of 81 and a low of 66. Tomorrow is looking like there will be scattered showers throughout the day. This weekend there will be some clouds passing by, but overall great and sunny weather. Thank you, and back to you, Laura.
Thank you. Wonderful news update. But it's time for sports. Oh yeah, me doing sports. Go sports! So yesterday the Yankees took on the Tampa Bay Rays and they won. They won 2-0. And this leaves with the Yankees standing, I can't do numbers, with 45 wins and 16 losses. So let's give it up for the Yankees. That sound effect is too long and we got to keep moving. But not only do we have good news for the Yankee fans, we also have great news for the Mets fans. So the Mets played the Milwaukee Brewers and won 4-0. This leaves the Mets standing at 41 wins and 22 losses. Today, the Yankees are playing the Rays again at 7:05, and the Mets are playing the Brewers at 7:10. I'm not going to leave the Mets without an applause, so... The sound effect is 6 seconds for what? I don't know. In basketball news, the NBA Finals, the Warriors have a 3-2 lead. Game 6 will be played tomorrow at 9 p.m. And fun fact, Jay-Z and Blue were at Game 5. I saw an article on it, so we're like, cool. I love some entertainment, but I also love sports, kind of. But we're moving on to hockey news. The Tampa Bay Lightning and the Colorado Avalanche will play Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals today at 8 p.m. I gotta say, it is weird that all the sports are starting to die down now. I don't know. I know I'm such a big sports person, you know? For context, has never done a sports cast before the summer.
I know nothing of sports. I want to add on, but woo!
I was a cheerleader for 3 years in high school. I don't really know how football works, to be honest. All I know is if it's going like, I know some things, just not all of them. I worked at a baseball game last week. I was a little lost, but I had the spirit. Go team.
That's all that matters.
So our top story today is the House has passed a bill to improve security for Supreme Court justices. The House approved the bill to not only the Supreme Court justices, but to also for their families. This caused by a move that took on added urgency by a California man that was allegedly armed with a knife and a handgun. He was arrested last week outside the Maryland house of Justice Burt Kavanaugh. The bill passed the House by vote 396 to 27, and this is now heading to President Biden's desk for signature. Crafted by Senators John Cornyn, a Republican of Texas, and Chris Coons, a Democrat of Delaware, the Senate has passed the measure last month. All 27 votes against the bill came from Democrats, including several prominent progressives. But only 2 Democrats from New Jersey voted against the passage, arguing it should extend protection to federal judges as a whole. The family of the federal judge in New Jersey was targeted by a gunman in a deadly attack at their home in 2020. The proposal, called the Supreme Court Police Partially Act, those are a lot of P's, y'all, grants that the Marshal of the Supreme Court and Supreme Court Police the authority to protect justices' families or offer the court if protection is deemed necessary. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre told reporters Monday that Mr. Biden supports legislation to fund increased security for the Supreme Court and its members, and said the administration takes very serious threats and imitation against judges. I'll be 100% honest with you guys. I woke up this morning and I thought about this story and I thought about how angry it makes me because, yeah, they should be protected, whatever, X, Y, and Z. But why aren't we protecting the children of this country who are currently fighting for their lives against gun violence? This really shows you where this country's priorities are. And it frustrates me that that children are losing their lives when it can be stopped. But no, we're more focused on this. And why is that? It's because they only care about the people in power.
Exactly. I agree with you. Like, whenever it has to do with someone who's in power, then everyone's so quick to react and try and think of a solution of how to fix this. But when it comes to school shootings, well, it's just, we'll say our prayers and we'll have our moments of silence, but we're not really going to do anything to try and fix it, which is frustrating.
It's so frustrating because we can't keep having moments of silence when that silence is speaking louder than actions and words. And I really woke up upset this morning because all like I don't know why Udalva hit kind of harder on me because we reported that the morning after, and our general manager was here and she has a daughter. We were talking about that on air. And I think it just kind of hit different for me just to realize how real and how awful and how tragic these shootings are. And the people who have the power to do something are not doing anything about it. And I really do think that is because they're not going to do anything against the people that put them into office. And that is disgusting. That's disgusting. You care more about your power and you care more about the people who put you in that power more than the children and the innocent people of this country. It disgusts me. It actually disgusts me. And I would like to emphasize that these are our opinions. They do not reflect Montclair State University or WMSC. These are just our opinions.
No, yeah, I completely agree with you, especially having to report the stories and every week, hearing new updates about it. It just makes me more sad. And I know you as well. It's just sad to see how nothing is being done. But the second something happens to someone in power, it's like, well, we need to pass a new law. We need to think of something to do. It's just frustrating. I hope that there'll be something to make kids feel safer at schools, but until then, I'm gonna continue to be frustrated.
I'm really gonna be frustrated too. And not only that, I'm starting to work at a summer camp in 2 weeks, and I just think about those kids too. You don't always think about the kids that you don't know, but you always do think about the kids that you do know. And not only that, the kids that have unfortunately witnessed and went through a tragic event like this, people know those kids, people know those people. And why aren't we doing anything to protect the children of this country? And the way to look at it is, you're protecting the people in power. You're not protecting the future generation of the country. It's honestly, it honestly just really hurts my heart. I saw this amazing TikTok about AOC talking about gun violence, and she was saying how there were hundreds and hundreds of mass shootings. Of course, we're reporting on it. And she was talking about a bunch of different countries over in Europe, and including Japan, including all those other countries. And they only had one mass shooting or two, I think. And it just puts it into perspective how this country has a problem. It really does have a problem. But I'm not going to keep talking in circles because we already know. But I guess good for the Supreme Court. Whatever. That good for the Supreme Court. Take away my rights. Don't protect the children of this country. Oh, but you get protected, right? You get protected. Good for you. Good for you. I'm getting more frustrated. Please, let's move on.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you.
Amanda, I am so frustrated right now, man. So
I know.
frustrated.
Well, I'm assuming Ascend is frustrated too, because they are doing very questionable things.
Oh, the plot gets thicker, may I add.
We are no strangers to talking about Ascend here on the Morning Buzz, but Ascend still needs multiple approvals before it can legally move ahead with recreational marijuana sales, which leaves open the question of when such sales could come to Montclair. To expand for recreational sales, the medical marijuana dispensary not only needs a township-approved license, it also needs a conditional use permit to be issued by the planning board. The dispensary has neither. Montclair officials have also issued a statement calling the recreational marijuana sales that happened briefly on June 7th at Ascend, quote, illegal. For those who don't know, Ascend opened for recreational sales for about 3 hours that day before being warned that township officials may be dispatched to their facility. After opening sales for recreational marijuana at 10 a.m., Ascend's officials said they shut down sales around 1:15 p.m. The statement sent to media on June 8th said, quote, since Ascend did not have the appropriate permits to sell adult use cannabis, any such sales on June 7th were illegal. To be clear, Ascend is not permitted by law to sell adult use cannabis unless and until its license application is deemed complete and is approved, and unless and until it receives all required zoning approvals, end quote. Ascend submitted an application to the planning board for a conditional use permit on June 6th, but that won't be heard until the June 20th planning board meeting. Even if the matter is decided in a single hearing, applications aren't typically formally memorialized at the same meetings and that their hearings take place. The board next meets after that on July 11th.
That was a mouthful and you did amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, like I said last week, I find PR marketing extremely fascinating. I'm actually doing the Global Tech Experience, which is like a few-week course with a bunch of other schools for digital marketing. And I know digital marketing and PR are not the same thing, but man, oh man, we've been watching this unfold and we've been covering this story, and it just gets worse. It just gets worse. And the worst part is, am I in the wrong?
Am I in the wrong?
Am I in the wrong? For context, back in the spring semester, we brought a new segment on called Am I in the Wrong? We got stories. We decide if that person was in the wrong or not. And both are kind of still in the wrong. Okay, picture this. Your recreational sales begin tomorrow. You don't have the town was talking about this form, right? That you got to fill out. But you didn't get it yet or it's not posted yet. Now, what would you do? Would you start recreational sales or would you not? I like you think that's like kind of common sense, right?
Yeah.
Like, not to be mean. I don't mean to be grilling them or anything. We tried to get them for an interview back in April here on the Morning Buzz, but
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
fell through. It's okay. And you know what? I get why it did. I get it. Listen, y'all got your hands full. I hope you figure it out. I really don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing. I mean, why would they start sales before they were allowed to do it anyway? Did they think they were going to get away with it or
That's
something?
that's the vibe. And it's funny because they also have a marijuana dispensary in Rochelle Park.
Hmm.
And Rochelle Park is doing fine and dandy from the last time I heard. They have their stuff. But I wonder now. It says, what did it say it needed? It was a
They need an adult use. They can't sell adult use cannabis unless it is licensed, application is deemed complete, and it is approved, and unless and until it receives all required zoning approvals.
and the planning board too for the permit. So I wonder if Rochelle Park. Well, actually, that's different because I feel like this is the town of Montclair. So I just I I really want to know.
Yeah, they need to figure it
I
out.
really want to know. I don't think. Don't quote me on this. I don't think Ascend released a statement, but I might skim just in case because if they did release a statement, they're gonna have to talk themselves out of a lot. Let's see. I know it's funny.
Yeah, I would definitely like to know their thoughts on this. Like,
They're
we got
I
caught.
feel I feel kind of bad, but like you dug your own grave, my guy. I feel like they're scrambling. So I feel kind of bad, you know.
Yeah.
I feel kind of bad. Not us talking about not us talking about it. It feels like a stand. It's just weird because it's like in our town
Yeah.
area,
The Montclair
and
scandal.
oh well, it's funny because I was a big follower of tea channels on YouTube, and I would be always following the tea there, and
Me
I would like,
too.
and honestly, now that I took a PR class, I was a PR major, and we would talk about scandals and controversies in that class. And now that I'm kind of on the opposite end of reporting it, it's just full circle. It's full circle. But with that being said, we're going to take a very short break here on the Morning Buzz. That was a lot of news and a lot of information. So let it soak in. Let your brain expand. Knowledge is power. Being informed is power. We'll be right back. hearing that Elvis Duran station shout out because I'm quite proud of it. Anyway, we have some more news to report here on the Morning Buzz, and we're gonna be talking about Real ID, and it's been circling around since like 2020, 2019, and apparently there's an easier way to get it. Wow. So the process, we all know the DMV. We've most of us have seen Zootopia, where they go to the DMV and they're sloths. Accurate representation. Don't accurate representation. But starting June 15th, which is today, wow, drivers will no longer need to show a social security card or other documentation to provide their social security number. This thanks to changes in the federal Real ID law that allows a social security number to be electronically verified with the Social Security Administration database. This change applies to Real ID and standard driver's licenses and non-driver ID cards. State Motor Vehicle Commission officials announced the change on Monday to confirm with the Federal Real ID Modernization Act. That law streamed in the application process by eliminating the requirement for a driver to provide the documents to prove their social security number. MVC Chief Administrator Sue Fulton issued a waiver to conform with the federal law on Monday, which takes effect today. Woo! For those of you who forget or don't know because 2020 was a blur like myself, that federal law passed in December of 2020 supersedes a 2019 state law that requires applicants for New Jersey licenses or non-driver IDs to present documents such as Social Security, W-2, and all these other documents to prove their Social Security number. That change also gives drivers who apply for a standard license the same break. It also allows the MVC to reuse existing photographs of drivers taken by the state and used to issue a person's current driver's license or identification card. The photographs are stored as a part of their official state record. All I gotta say is, if you don't like your driver's ID photo, whatever, I'm sorry, you might be a little out of luck. Don't know if you can retake it or not, though, which it's giving the answer might be no.
Yeah, when I turned 21, I was so excited to get like my sideways license and get a
The
new
side-
picture. Yeah, I was so excited to have a new picture because I didn't really like mine from my 18-year-old license.
Mhm.
And no, they just sent me the sideways one with my old picture. So I still have my old picture. I'm 22 now. It's the same license
They did
with
you
the same
dirty.
picture. Yeah, I mean, I sort of look the same, but like, how are you supposed to know? Like, I could be like, I definitely look the same. It's been like 4 years, but still, it's like embarrassing because I'm like 18 in the picture.
No, I get it. Because I honestly really like my 18-year-old picture. Like I think it was, I did not like my probationary license photo.
Oh, I hated mine.
It was a little rough. It was a little rough. But when I was 18, so this is 2020, like in February before everything shut down, I the person let me do like a slight smile. And it's just so funny because like I looked actually decent. I had blonde hair. I had like the blonde highlights going on. It's just funny. It would just be like, throwback to my blonde hair that got so brassy after, 3 weeks. But I hate to shout this person out, but my ex-boyfriend, he hated his driver's license photo because he stood outside at the DMV for 9 hours.
Mm.
So he did not like his driver's license photo. But that's on you, my guy.
Yeah, he's gonna have to live with that now.
That's on you. I hated that laugh. I'm sorry. Anyway, we have more important news to get to. So I don't know if I'm getting a real ID. I probably might. Because, I don't got to bring my giant manila envelope with all my stuff in it anymore. But
Yeah,
regardless,
it definitely makes things easier.
Yeah, definitely. But speaking of manila envelopes, I'm trying. Wait, you don't put your COVID vaccine card in a manila envelope?
I mean, you could. You definitely could,
Like
but
the little ones. They make the baby ones.
oh. All right. So a government advisory panel Tuesday endorsed a second brand of COVID-19 vaccine for school-age children and teenagers. The Food and Drug Administration's outside experts voted unanimously that Moderna's vaccine is safe and effective enough to give kids ages 6 to 17. If the FDA agrees, it would become the second option for those children joining Pfizer's vaccine. The same FDA expert panel will meet Wednesday to consider tot-sized shots from Moderna and Pfizer for the littlest kids, those under 5 years old. Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine has long been available for adults in the US and elsewhere, and more than 36 countries offer it to children too. If the FDA authorizes Moderna's vaccine for teens and younger children, the next step is for the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention to decide whether to recommend the shots. The company is seeking clearance for 2 doses and plans to later offer a booster. Tuesday's vote was only for 2 doses, full strength for youngsters 12 to 17 and half-size doses for those 6 to 11. The CDC's Dr. Melinda Wharton, a member of the advisory panel, said, quote, "The data does support that the benefits outweigh the risks for both of those doses in both of these age groups," end quote. The FDA held up Moderna's teen vaccine for months while it's investigated a rare side effect, heart inflammation. That's mostly a risk for teen boys and young men, and also can occur with the Pfizer vaccine. Moderna got extra scrutiny because its shots are a far higher dose. In their review, FDA scientists said there was no confirmed cases of heart inflammation in Moderna's youth studies, but experts say the studies may have had too few patients for a rare side effect like that to appear.
Woo, Dolly vaccine. Shout out Moderna Mafia. Howdy.
Honestly, that's cool that they're doing that, but that's so scary, but also that's good because I remember getting vaccines when I was little. So I guess it's not that scary because I did get vaccines when I was really little, if I remember correctly. So, I guess this is a good thing then.
I agree. Like, I feel like kids are at a risk because they have germs, a lot of germs.
Oh,
Amanda,
yeah.
I know you worked at the day camp.
Yeah, I work at a summer camp in the summer, but during the year I worked at a daycare, and oh my gosh, I really didn't expect COVID to be such a huge thing. I don't know, I haven't heard of younger kids getting it, but working at the daycare every day, someone had to get sent home. And COVID tests had to be done and classrooms would get shut down because the kids would have COVID. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like I really didn't expect it to be that big of a thing, but it really is. I was always like, okay, I'm actually a little worried. I hope I don't get it. And then a couple months into me working there, they removed masks. So they were like, okay, the students don't have to wear masks, and the teachers, if you feel comfortable, you don't have to wear masks. But I always wore my mask because kids get sick a lot. All the time. And I've worked in childcare now for maybe 5 or 6 years, and masks were honestly the best thing to happen because I used to get sick so much working with kids. I would get bronchitis, strep throat, stomach bug, and I haven't had anything in so long, knock on wood, but I haven't had anything because of the mask. So I'm still gonna wear my mask if I'm working with children, but if the vaccine is available for younger kids, that might honestly make it better. So I don't have to do that, and it might make it easier.
Vaccines are so important to get.
Yeah.
They are. And PSA, get vaccinated. Yeah. Anyway, we are not going to be talking about Pfizer and Moderna, but we are going to be talking about Pfizer. We're not going to talk about vaccines, but Pfizer words are tough in the morning, you guys. Pfizer stops enrollment in Paxlovid trial in a standard risk population. So Pfizer said on Tuesday it would halt enrollment in a trial for its COVID-19 antiviral drug, Paxlovid, in a standard risk patients after study revealed that the treatment was not effective in reducing symptoms in that group. The drug has emergency use authorization for high-risk groups in which has been effective in reducing hospitalizations and death. The new data, however, showed that a 51% relative risk reduction in a standard risk groups, which the company said was not statistically significant. The standard risk population usually includes people who do not have health conditions that put them at risk of severe disease and who can recover without the drug. Pfizer said it will include the new data in the company's upcoming application to the US FDA, Food and Drug Administration, because abbreviations are cool, seeking full approval for the drug's use in high-risk groups. Data from a study in Israel earlier this month showed that the drug reduces COVID-19 hospitalizations and death rates in the vaccinated and unvaccinated patients 65 years and older, but was not found to prevent severe illnesses among other adults. According to the data from the US Department of Health and Human Services, more than 1.2 million courses of Paxlovid have been administered in the United States. All I'm pretty much going to say about this is science works in many interesting ways and many ways that I kind of really can't understand. But you know what? It's cool, whatever. But with that being said, we are going to take a very short break here on the Morning Buzz. That was a lot of news. Congratulations, you're now informed on all the up-to-date topics, and we will be right back. Welcome back here on the Morning Buzz. That song ended abruptly, and I'm very sorry that it did not fade out very nicely to I don't know, to tickle your fancy. I don't know. But we have some weird news to get to. It's weird news time. I'm gonna spam.
Woo-wee! Hey, yo!
Yeah. I haven't used these in a while.
Bing bong! Bruh.
Oh, I have to do my favorite.
Mr. Worldwide!
Mr. Worldwide is my favorite sound effect of all time. Anyway, weird news. A TikTok cooking duo broke their second Guinness World Record by creating the world's largest chicken nugget, which weighed in at 46 pounds and 3.34 ounces. Nick Giovanni Lynn Davis was previously broke a Guinness World Record in November of 2021 when they created the world's largest cake pop The duo broke their second world record by cooking a chicken nugget approximately 115 times larger than the average chicken nugget. The pair said the mixture that made up inside the nugget included 40 pounds of ground chicken, 40 eggs, 40 slices of white bread, a half a gallon of whole milk, 3/4 cup of onion powder, words are hard, 3/4 cup of garlic powder, 1 cup of salt, and a half a cup of black pepper. The nugget was brushed with more eggs and coated in breadcrumbs before baking. Giovanni said, quote, in order to bake this chicken nugget, since it's so large, we had to build a special contraption. A Guinness World Record, words are hard. Someone from Guinness World Records was on hand to confirm the new record. The nugget was then cut into portions and shared with the chef's friends, family, and crew members. You know that Vine? You know that Vine where he's like, I may look like a burnt chicken nugget, but I still love myself. Yeah. Same energy.
I'm cracking up over here the entire time you're reading that because I just a giant chicken nugget. That's so funny.
It's so random.
I know it is really random, but I feel like it's appropriate. Like out of all the foods to make giant, a chicken nugget is like the food to make giant. You know?
No, I agree with you. I remember in like 2016, this YouTuber who shall not be named made like giant Kit Kat bars and like Reese's cups.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. If you know, you know, but if you don't, be thankful that you don't know. I'm serious. The chicken nugget.
Yeah, that's
I want to know, okay, I know the article doesn't say if they made a sauce or not, but I would find it appropriate for them to also make a sauce.
Oh. Yes.
You sound surprised.
No, well, my headphones just disconnected, so I was like, oh, but also
technical difficulties.
But also, yes, like a giant, but it has to be a giant sauce. Like, ooh, it'd be really cool if they filled it in like a kiddie pool to be like really big for the big chicken nugget.
Wait, would they? Oh my god! I know they said they cut it into pieces.
Oh,
but like, oh my god, you have to like share with everybody though. That's a big chicken nugget.
Yeah.
Not the kiddie. Okay, what kind of sauce would it be, in your humble opinion?
It depends on what I'm eating, because if I'm having chicken nuggets from a fast food restaurant, then I like honey mustard or sweet and sour sauce. Ooh, I kind of like ranch too, though. I like all sauces actually, but I mean, you can't go wrong with ketchup.
That's very true.
Or barbecue sauce. Those are like classics.
I agree. Because my personal, if it is from like a fast food place, like you said, it would probably be like Chick-fil-A sauce, because I don't really eat fast food that much, and I just love Chick-fil-A sauce or ranch. Ranch is good. But if I'm just making chicken nuggets in my oven, because I'm patiently kind of waiting for an air fryer to come into my life. Manifesting. But I would do Stonewall Kitchen's garlic aioli. It's so random. I know.
I've never heard of that, but that was just so funny. How I was expecting like ketchup or something so basic, and then you were like the most intricate sauce. Okay, period.
It's so oddly specific and very just on brand for me, I feel like. Anyway, I'm trying to think of a transition.
Well, if you like eating chicken nuggets, beavers like to eat
chicken nuggets,
maybe, but also wires, and that is not good. Good transition, kind of, not really. I'm working on it.
Teamwork make the dream work.
Well, speaking of beavers, there was a beaver that caused a mass internet and cell service outage in northern British Columbia. Officials have now identified a beaver as the cause of a June 7th outage that left many residents of northwestern British Columbia without internet, landline, and cellular service for more than 8 hours. The beaver gnawed its way through an aspen tree, which then fell on both BC hydro lines and a TELUS fiber optic cable line strung along BC hydro poles between Topley and Houston. The resulting power outage affected just 21 customers, but the fiber optics damage affected customers in all around British Columbia. City West, the utility company owned by the city of Prince Rupert, also had its customers affected because its uses the TELUS fiber optic line. All right. British Columbia hydro official Bob Gammer said crews identified a beaver as the culprit because of chew marks at the bottom of the downed tree. The lines are located in a swampy area with the high water levels. There was some difficulty assessing the site. He said it is not uncommon for utilities to share pole space. The fallen tree did result in a fire, which was responded to by the members of the Topley Volunteer Fire Department. While some enjoyed the unconnected afternoon, the service outage created stress for others because many businesses could only accept cash. And he said the northwestern communities are vulnerable because there is just one fiber optics cable between Prince George and Prince Rupert. But that will change because City West is laying a second fiber optics line, this one down the coast to connect to Vancouver.
This is really random, but I was scrolling on Discord and I saw someone who had their profile picture as the duck from the duck song, and I kind of transcended for like a little bit. I was having a moment.
You're in a different realm right now, but that's okay.
I really am. In an alternate universe, the beaver was a duck, okay? I can't imagine what beaver is so bored. Or can beavers see well? Because I just have a vibe that they just don't see well.
I know moles can't really see well.
Oh no.
I don't know about beavers. He was just doing some beaver things. He didn't mean it. Well, honestly, apparently when I was reading the article, this happens not a lot, but it's happened enough that it's like a problem there. So maybe these beavers are coming together to try and sabotage the internet and cell service.
It's because they can't have it.
Facts.
I feel like a beaver. Oh, you know those TikToks where this one girl Snapchats her friends with her like pet raccoon?
Oh yeah, I think I have seen that actually.
This is giving the same energy, but with a beaver. You get a Snapchat from a beaver and it's like you up. At like 1 a.m. It's like, no, I'm not up. Thanks.
I want to look up what a beaver looks like because I feel like I know what a beaver. Oh my gosh, she's so cute.
They are pretty cute. I kind of want to look at the article too. Wait,
he's just right there in the article and he's so cute.
He's so cute. Look at his little hands.
Everyone listening, go look up a picture of a beaver right now.
If you want.
If you want to. You definitely don't have to, but you really should because
would not
they're
recommend
very cute.
If you're in traffic, but if you want, they're cute.
Yeah, if you're driving, please don't.
His teeth are orange.
Yeah, that might be from the tree.
Homie needs some Crest 30 white strips. Or I want to boop its little snoot.
He's very cute. I can't be mad at him. If he was the culprit, I can't be mad.
He's so cute. I can't be mad. His little face. He's so cute. Oh, so cute. Anyway, we're okay. In an alternate universe, Scooby-Doo isn't a dog. He's a beaver.
Yes. That would be a movie I would watch.
So, Scooby-Doo's back, but he's not a beaver, But it's a brand new zombie thriller starring Chris Pratt, Madonna, and Rudy Giuliani. Am I kidding? Is this kidding? For context, this is important. Our producer of the Morning Buzz, Isaiah, sent this story to me, and it makes a lot of sense that he put that in because that's just his vibe and I respect it. But Scooby-Doo, the creepy van from the show, is now available to stay in with the help of Airbnb. The iconic Mystery Machine van from the 2002 live-action Scooby-Doo film is available for 3 overnight stays in Southern California. The 3 one-night stays are available June 24th, 25th, and 26th to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the movie's release. The green van is filled with some iconic 2002 throwbacks, including a Sugar Ray album with a portable CD player, a lava lamp, and a vintage TV for late-night viewing of Scooby-Doo. What other movie would you watch? Now, what else happened in 2002? Well, don't worry, we got you covered. February 3rd, the big game was the New England Patriots. They beat the St. Louis Rams 20-17 in New Orleans. February 8th to 24th, the Winter Olympics were held in Salt Lake City, Utah. The U.S. wins 10 gold, 13 silver, and 11 bronze medals. February 10th, I was birthed. Duh. March 15th, Ice Age was released in theaters. Spider-Man was released on May 3rd and was the start of the Spider-Man trilogy. On September 4th, Kelly Clarkson wins the first American Idol. December 9th, United Airlines, the second largest airline in the world, files for bankruptcy. So now that you're in the mindset of 2002, let's go back to Scooby-Doo. The stay also comes with meals and snacks, mystery games, and a virtual greeting from host in quotes, Matthew Lillard, who played Shaggy in the movie and its sequel. Are you challenging me? For context, that's a meme. Are you challenging me? Say I won't fly to California. Actually, you know what's funny? I'm not even that big into Scooby-Doo.
Really?
Yeah, I was never really into it.
I mean, I think the movie with like the real people was really good when I watched that, but I didn't really watch the cartoon all that much.
Velma and Daphne are in a relationship.
T.
You can't convince me otherwise.
T.
You can't. You literally can't. Okay, but in the movie, all I can like kind of remember from the Scooby-Doo movie is Velma in the jumpsuit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I remember from the movie, I can't really remember a lot because I haven't watched it. I mean, I think it came out in 2002, so I don't really remember, but I just remember when they all switched bodies, but it was like, yeah, it was like their voices in different bodies. I remember being like, what is happening?
Can I just say that's such a weird concept? I've always thought that since I was like a little kid. I'd be like, I would never want that to happen to me.
Be like yourself in someone else's body.
I hate that.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's an ick, to be honest. It's an ick for me.
That's a giving ick.
I wouldn't say it's a pet peeve, but it's definitely an ick.
Yeah, that would be weird. Oh, but it's really cool. Like, have you ever watched is it Freaky Friday? Is that
Freaky Friday's good. That's the only one I can kind of handle. But I remember when
movie.
Disney Channel, it's a good movie. I remember when Disney Channel was like almost every TV show had an episode like that, and I'm just like, get some fresh ideas. Come on. Like, why do we keep reusing the same concepts?
Yeah, now that you're saying that, there's actually a lot of movies that use that. Like 13 going on 30. Have you ever watched that movie?
I love that movie, but I feel like that's different because she's still herself.
Yeah, she is herself, but it's still scary to like wake up and be 30 when you were like 13.
Oh my, what would your 13-year-old self do if you woke up and you were 30? What would you do first? What would you do first?
Probably buy concert tickets because 13-year-old me couldn't do that.
So, Ashley, do you know what you would do if you woke up and you were 30?
Honestly, I don't even know. I would just be nervous. That's scary. Imagine that.
Nervous?
Oh my God.
I get it because you don't know where you're at that point. I remember like
I wouldn't know what to do. My 13-year-old self never got any freedom, so I would just go crazy. I would just ball out.
Ashley really said balls to the walls. But what would I do? I probably, if I have money in the bank, I don't know if there would be a way to like transport it back to when I was 13. Yeah.
But you could put it in like maybe if you like hid the money somewhere and then your 13-year-old self can remember where you hid it.
Oh my God, it would be so big brain. Okay, picture my one Earth placement in my natal chart is like, oh my God. What would I do? Is I would open an account at 13 years old, still have it by the time I'm 30, put money in it. When I go back to 13, I have money in it.
You know, but that's the thing I never understood about the movie. Like, did all those years from 13 to 30 still happen in this other universe? Or
Yes.
did she? Oh, okay, it did.
Yeah, because I remember like Jenna was talking to Matt, and Matt kind of gave her like the 411 on what happened in high school and whatever.
Oh yeah, and she already had her job, so those years already happened. Okay, so she just skipped all those years. Honestly, not a bad thing. Like I kind of like my teenage years were kind of scary, so if I could just jump, that'd be kind of cool.
Scary.
But I'm like comfortable with where I'm at now, so I wouldn't want to miss like all these years.
I was
But
gonna say, how's 20 going for you so far?
yeah, I mean, 22 is cool. Definitely a boring age, you know. It's my Taylor Swift year.
Stop! I was just gonna say that. I was literally just gonna say that.
Been nothing too interesting. I feel like after like 18 is awesome because you become an adult, and then 21 is also awesome. I got my sideways license. But you know,
I like controversial opinion. I like the vertical license much better.
no, yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I like the normal one too. I just wanted the sideways one because then I felt like an adult. I wasn't really an adult until I have the sideways one, but apparently they're not even doing that anymore.
What?
Yeah, apparently in like a
Wow.
that's what I heard. Do not quote me on that, but I heard that they're keeping it the vertical way.
Good. Good. I don't. It fits in my wallet nice. Okay, like.
Yeah, that's true.
But we have so much more news, and this story, you guys, kind of broke me. It really did kind of break me. Now, I remember briefly we mentioned Spider-Man, like the first Spider-Man released May 3rd of 2002. But we have a new story about Spider-Man.
Yes, we do. A man was taken into custody after climbing to the top of a 50-story Devon Tower on Tuesday morning. For context, the Devon Tower is the tallest building in Oklahoma. Police identified the man as 22-year-old Mason Deschamps. Police said they received a call from the Devon Tower around 8:40 a.m. for someone climbing the outside of the building. Streets in the area were shut down as a precaution. Police and firefighters went to the top of the building in an effort to talk Mason down. Fox 25 was told Mason climbed to the Devon Tower to raise awareness of his message against abortion in the United States. With windy conditions in the area, Oklahoma City Police spokesperson Valerie Littlejohn said, quote, "It was very scary to watch," end quote. Mason will be brought to the Oklahoma County Detention Center. He will be booked on a trespassing complaint. He was not injured in the ordeal, which went on for about an hour. Police said someone was filming the climb, but they don't know what connection the person had to Mason, if any. In the past month, Fox 25 has told Mason solo climbed the Salesforce Tower in San Francisco and the New York Times building in Manhattan. So he is a frequent building climber.
I just want to say, notice how he's Spider-Man and not Spider-Woman. So no uterus, no opinion. I don't want to hear it.
I just don't understand how the two really correlate. Like, how is him climbing to the top of a building gonna do anything?
I really don't know.
I mean, doesn't make sense.
Dude, okay, let's be honest. The math is not mathing here.
No, it's not.
There's nothing. Oh, I know why. I see a connection now. He's climbing this 50-story tower because he wants to go back on all the 50 years of progress.
Wow. It's true though.
It's just like Spider-Woman. Okay. I don't agree with you, but you do you. Okay. Spider-Man? No. No, thank you. No, thank you. This is this is the same energy as needing your husband's approval to get your tubes tied or stuff like that.
Oh, I've
Same
never
energy.
understood that. I've never understood that.
Oh, what would your husband think? What would your husband what if you want children one day? Well, what if someone just doesn't?
Yeah, I've never understood that. Like, why do you need your husband's approval to do something to your body? That doesn't really, is it the same way? Is it like vice versa? Like if a guy is doing something, do they need the wives? Of course they don't.
No.
Of course they don't.
No.
I shouldn't have even asked the question because I probably knew the answer.
It's the double standard, okay? But like, okay, say this guy like has a girlfriend or something and like she gets pregnant and she wants to not have the child, right? So she'll go to the doctor or something. I don't know. She'll be like, I really don't want to have this child. Like, I can't afford it or whatever. And they'll be like, what would your husband think? Wouldn't Spider-Man want you to have his spider baby? Huh? I can't. The math doesn't math to me.
Yeah, I also don't understand why he's like, why the Spider-Man? Like, what? How does that relate to abortion at all? Just the Spider-Man.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's a typo in the headline. It says pro-life Spider-Man. We're gonna change that to anti-choice Spider-Man. Yeah, that looks a lot better on the script here. I also want to address that. What is the Oklahoma County Detention Center?
Yeah, I know. I was reading that. I was like, what?
So what? Did Spider-Man get put in timeout? Like, let me know. It's literally called. Okay. It's literally called Oklahoma County Detention Center. The website says, quote, much has changed inside the Oklahoma County Detention Center since the Oklahoma County Jail Trust began making it nearly a year ago. So I don't just call it a jail.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
Y'all are getting so creative. Y'all are getting so creative. I respect the creativity, but it's and literally okay. So on Google, it like you look up a business or whatever, and it says, oh, restaurant or business or store in like the little like the light gray font.
Yeah.
It's literally called Detention Center in Oklahoma City. So are we renaming Spider-Man Detention Center in Oklahoma City?
Because I feel like detention center probably sounds less scary. So they're just trying to make it sound better. Like, oh, he's just in detention. But like, no, he's in jail. Climbing buildings.
Like I like that's a crime. That's trespassing, like and you're gonna send him to detention. What is he gonna do? Write a paragraph on what he did wrong and hand it into his teacher? Like what? Did he get a little detention slip?
Literally, that's what detention is like.
But luckily, we do not have detention here at 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. This has been the Morning Buzz. I'm very thankful that detention is no longer a thing here in college.
Me too.
You can tune in tomorrow. It's not going to be me and Amanda, unfortunately. Sad face. It will be Terry Dickerson and Isaiah Ramirez. It's going to be a great show. This has been Live from the Hive. And thank you for always starting your day with us. And I hope you busy bees have some time to relax soon. Have a great day.
Sit back and